I think Zhang is too much of a dangerous opponent. He's too big for anybody to be in there overthinking. You don't. That's one option you don't have with, to me, being in there with Zhang when you are a Deontay Wilder. We screwed ourselves with not pulling the trigger last fight, coming across with the presence of overthinking. Deontay don't have time for that. Me as a teacher and a legitimate coach, what I believe in myself and my system, I don't have time for that. And we don't just know who we're up against, but we also know what we have to do to beat him and to put him on ice like Deontay has to do. So like the thing of overthinking, the thing of waiting around, moving, we that's not an option for us. It's an option for us to be defensive. It's an option for us to be explosive, dynamic, violent, and assertive, but we're not going to forget defense. We just can't.
We've talked much about the mentality of the fight in the ring. We've talked about technique and where you're going to be thinking or not overthinking when it comes to execution physically. But we also know that most boxers and trainers will tell me it's 80% mental in there anyway, which is, more important to a degree than physical ability. We're at the elite level. All these guys have physical ability. We've seen Deontay take a journey as a man. We're all growing up in front of the spotlight, right? Yes. So he talked about ayahuasca, which brought him peace, which no one can criticize a man for finding peace in his life. Yes. But when you're in a violent sport, then it becomes, well, is that peace that you found diminishing your killer instinct, or is that taken away from the mentality of execution when it comes time to be a violent person? And now we've seen the cutting of the braids. He says he's back to being that other guy. Yes. Can you talk to me about the arc of maturity and how it benefits him, even coming through that space of finding peace and ayahuasca and all that?
I think it's him being in the position and being the man that he is and being Deontay Wilder. We just getting to watch all of us navigating through this journey of life and finding ourselves through maturity, mistakes, blessings, lessons, and everything. I think that the trials and tribulation Deontay has went through has been under the microscope, and the ayahuasca thing was something as a journey of his that he went on, and it may have brought him an extra piece and took his violent side away. But I could tell you that over these last 6 months, ayahuasca haven't been an option. I could tell you over these last 6 months and over these last, we'll say, 6 weeks, how many guys has went to the hospital from sparring, how many guys has been on their back from sparring, how I literally have to pull him back, because if you don't pull him back with overtraining, he'll overtrain, because that's how bad he been wanting this. So quantum leaps he's made since that lesson, but blessing, the Parker fight is I believe is going to pay off Saturday night. He's put away the ayahuasca. He's put away the peace sign. He's put away white flags of any type of certainty, you can say. He's back to the bronze bomber.
Can you talk to me just briefly about him putting away sparring partners? It's got to be hard to find guys as big and as massive with skill like to imitate Zhang. What's happened to these sparring partners over the course of these last few months?
They felt the bronze bomber. They just felt him. They felt his presence. And if they crossed the line, a lot of them got what they got. That's just who Deontay is.
What did they get? Are we sending guys to the canvas knocked out? Are we sending guys to the hospital?
Yes, canvas knocked out. Some has went to the hospital. And when I say go to the hospital, they haven't went in there to the emergency room and just been in there all messed up, but they had to go get checked out, because concussions happen in this game all the time. But the thing with Deontay and the thing that way JD's, he work a system, we always have great quality guys, and then sometimes guys get hit with a shot and then they get knocked down and get up. Sometimes I done watch guys get hit with shots and be snoring, with 18, 20-ounce gloves on. He's just it's just who he is. He's blessed with a gift from God. I know extremely, extremely hard punchers. I've been in the ring with Lennox Lewis, Vladimir Klitschko, Deontay Wilder, Vitaly Klitschko. Deontay Wilder right hand get there quicker than any of theirs. So if he's already blessed with a heavy hand, in the speed to go with it, it's double the trouble. And that's the difference to me between Deontay's right hand and I would say like Lennox is like more thudding. Boom, like it reminds me of like a George Foreman feel. Vitaly's is very striking. Deontay's is very dynamic and it's rapid fast. Before you don't even see it coming, and then it's boom. So a lot of guys with 16, not 16, with 18 ounce on have felt the wrath of that, and they felt the wrath of that a lot in this training camp.
You mentioned Lennox Lewis, who obviously was the last undisputed heavyweight champion, and probably the last time who the GOAT. Did you say it's GOAT?
Yeah, Lennox Lewis, the greatest heavyweight of all time, including Ali's, including no. Yeah, yeah. If we talking about in the ring, I ain't talking about outside the ring. In the ring, Lennox Lewis is the greatest of all time. These other guys can't even tie his shoe. They're not even close.
Wow. And I would say that probably that was the last time we would say there was the golden age of heavyweights, right?
Yeah.
It was since probably that Lennox Lewis, that last bit. And so now I think we're finally, thanks to His Excellency, thanks to all of these heavyweights being willing to risk it all. And I think this all this undefeated stuff is really overblown. I'd much rather see guys up against really strong competition and take an L, putting everything in the ring and leaving it all there when the night comes.
Regardless of any of that, yes.
So now really the undisputed heavyweight champion is the last one to still have an O, I think, of the elite. And Wilder is still absolutely in that conversation of the elite. Saturday night, though, will be probably the dividing factor for one of them. One of them won't be in that conversation anymore.
Yes.
So if it is Deontay Wilder who's successful on Saturday night, how do you believe he matches up now differently, first of all, against a Anthony Joshua, a fight that we hadn't seen when we all thought we might, but now it'll be a much different fight than it once was.
Yes.
How do you see that matchup? Joshua's on a winning streak. How do you see that?
Not just on a winning streak. AJ is looking good. I haven't seen AJ look like this, in my opinion, since probably a little better now. AJ is better than he was right now when he fought Vladimir Klitschko. This is the best AJ the last two fights I've seen. And before these last two fights, my favorite AJ is AJ against Pulev and AJ against Andy Ruiz. A lot of people didn't like the Andy Ruiz fight because AJ used a lot of jab defense. He used his legs a lot, which was calling for the opponent. But saying that, at the same time, I also believe that we all know what Deontay possesses, and we all know how fast he get to the target, and we all know that if you hit AJ the right way, you can get his attention. And Deontay does more than hit people the right way. He punched through people, and it will forever be an interesting match until these guys get in the ring.